Welcome aboard the Weiser Railroad and the Edison locomotive. For the safety of our younger riders, we ask that the adults with them place themselves on the outside of the row. If that's not practical, make sure the kids are held or easily within your reach. Thank you. We're embarking on a 20-minute journey around the entire perimeter of Greenville Village. There's one additional stop at the Smith Street Depot. My name is Jim. I'll be your conductor, narrator for the ride. If you have any questions, try to catch me on the station platform. Ford farm on the left, built in 1861 in what is now Dearborn, Michigan. The farmhouse was the birthplace of Henry Ford. This happens to be one of the last buildings he brought to his Greenville village, personally, in the 1940s. And it's probably the closest in proximity of all the buildings here, being just 4.2 miles away. It was originally located at the intersection of what is now Ford Road and Greenfield Road here in Dearborn, Michigan. Just beyond the windmill, Main Street, stop back here and visit the Wright Brothers home and their cycle shop, both buildings from Dayton, Ohio. We do have the original buildings, by the way. Further up the street, you can catch a ride on our carousel. And Children's Playground is open today. And when you're on Main Street, you're never too far from the frozen custard shop. Great buildings ahead come from Menlo Park, New Jersey. They're part of Thomas Edison's Menlo Park Laboratory, where you invent the microphone, the phonograph, the electric gas, the light bulb, and hundreds of other patented electric inventions. One of the many interesting spots you can visit while you're in this area. While you're down this way, you'll get a chance to learn more about rural 19th century medicine. Across the street is Dr. Over's office. And down the street from the doc's office, we have the Logan County, Illinois Courthouse, where young Abraham Lincoln first practiced law. Crossing into our Porches and Parlors district, a collection of historic American homes and buildings. There you can visit the home of Noah Webster, Robert Crump, the Giddings family home. We have a cabin that represents George Washington Carver's early life, and a farmhouse that predates the American Revolution. Lots of photo opportunities out here in Porches and Parlors. We've got some beautiful gardens, especially around the Burbank House and the Cotswold Cottage. We've got a gazebo, some ponds, even a covered bridge out here. Make sure you stop back this way while you're visiting Greenville Village today. You can actually walk through 300 years of American history by visiting the homes and buildings here in Porches and Parlors. The Edison was built in 1932 right here in Dearborn, Michigan at the Rouge Locomotive Works. It's a composite locomotive built from the parts of three older ones. Some of the parts on the locomotive date from the 1870s. The Edison is one of 3 coal-fired steam-powered locomotives that operate the trains here on our railroad. We also have a diesel locomotive in our fleet. Diesel's working today, pulling our 2nd train. We're entering the wooded area of the village, the Oxbow Island District. I invite you to sit back, relax, but keep your eyes peeled as we travel through the woods. We do have a small herd of white-tailed deer and actually a rather large flock of wild turkeys. Coming out of the wooded area onto Walnut Grove, a multi-purpose field used for various activities throughout our program here. Today the groves are providing a beautiful backdrop for some of our porches and farmers' homes, like the Cotswolds Cottage at the very far left on the hill. Limestone cottage there. That cottage comes from the Gloucestershire area of England. It happens to be the oldest of all the buildings here in the village. And it happens to be something Clara Ford fell in love with when she was and Henry were vacationing in England. Henry purchased that cottage, had it just across the pond and reassembled here in Greenville Village. Originally built in the early 1600s, the Cotswolds Cottage is over 400 years old. We're now passing from the main campus of the Henry Ford Academy, a fully accredited charter public high school here on the grounds, a joint venture of Wayne County Regional Services and the Ford Motor Company. These Pullman-like rail cars that we're passing are actually classrooms for high school seniors here. They may or may not be occupied this coming semester. Body of water on the left is the Swanee Lagoon, a natural catch basin for floodwater, and and rainwater runoff here. Trees on the left, you can see the steeple of the Martha Mary Chapel, a non-denominational church site of many weddings here spring, summer, and fall. Just across the road at the chapel, the Taste of History restaurant. Folks, this is the only restaurant open today serving a sit-down meal. They won't be serving hot meals until 3:30 in the afternoon. They've got a full day worth of beverages and snacks. That menu runs until 5 p.m. this afternoon. We're entering our Railroad Junction district and will soon be stopping at Smiths Creek Depot, ideally located near Liberty Craft Stores, Carousel, and Main Street activities. You're a short walk to the depot and the roundhouse from the platform here. And the Taste of History restaurant is just behind us across the parking lot. If anyone needs additional directions or has a question, please stop me here on the platform. I'll be happy to help you. In the meantime, if you are leaving us, make sure you have all your belongings. Remember, the train runs till 5 p.m. this afternoon. It's a great way to get around Greenfield Village while you're with us today. Folks, stay seated. Do you hear the whistle? The engineer telling us to set the brake and it's safe to move about. Please stay seated till you hear the whistle.